24th, and this is a special personnel finance meeting. And we have on the agenda tonight just only one thing.
Can it be revived?
No, it's commissioners. Commissioners. Henry will be here in a minute. Discussion, letter of intent to apply for SRF funds. Now, I'll share some information I got from the Treasury. I'm just gonna read just a little bit what it's about. It's October 20th, 2022. The Michigan Department of Treasury reminds local units of government that the state of Michigan has $1.9 billion available for water system improvements. The Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy is now accepting applications for local units for low interest loans to address critical infrastructure needs through the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund and the Clean Water State Revolving Fund. The deadline to file an intent to apply for both programs is November 1st. The Clean Water State Revolving Fund program provides low-interest loan financing to assist qualified local municipalities with the construction of needed water pollution control facilities. The Drinking Water State Revolving Fund program is designed to assist water suppliers in satisfying the requirements of the Safe Drinking Water Act by offering low-interest loans to eligible water suppliers. And that's what we're talking about today is this 10th letter. Any questions? Okay.
Within all I heard you read, I got distracted just momentarily, but I've never heard the word or a phrase or anything mentioning grants.
See, that's different.
That may be just as forgivable as well.
I'm just going by what this.
Well, I'm going by what I heard directly from the people at the head at EPA.
Okay, what we got, City Manager?
Okay. As I told you last week, I was going to finish my investigation on the site. And what she's saying is exactly right. Because of the need and things that are the state's going through, they have awarded a grant program and a loan program.
Okay.
And if it's under a certain amount, you get a 100% forgivable grant.
Okay. But you still have to do the intent letter.
Letter of intent will have to be done. Letter of intent will be done.
Now I gotta say thank you, City Manager Mitchell, and solely for the reason of making it real simple, because I need you all to understand that in my downtime, which I have none, I got involved in all this to help make a difference in my community. And I make it my business to be on calls that so many emails that I still get from connected people that I've met almost 20 years ago going to Brownfield conventions. My email, my phone number has not changed. And I'm sure that's probably why I still have the engagement that I do with the emails and alerts and things that I get. And I dig further into it. And then not only that, the nonprofit Project Need Foundation that I have created for this community. It's not an I thing. It's not an I program. It's not an I organization. It's a we for my community. And it causes me to read and research things like this. And I have some sponsors that have knowledge of the things that I share with them that they already are braced to anyway.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Adams. Can you tell us more about this grant thing? Can you send us some information?
I'll be sending you some information.
Don't start, just relax.
No, I'm not going to relax, and let me explain why. Wait a minute. No, you had and was privy to the very same things that I have heard and asked questions on myself from the people at the top that knows about these funds, that are in charge over these funds, to invite you all. I send emails all the time when I know that there are things of grave importance, because we only meeting twice a month as opposed to 4 as in times past, and then look at the committees. I haven't, when was the last time there was a planned economic development committee? And you know how full the agenda used to be, because I be on my JOB.
Let's stay on this though, right now.
We are.
Take a deep breath, okay?
Huh?
You want to answer.
Oh, okay, well, I pass.
You say that? Anybody got? Could you send us some information? That's some good, I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that.
Okay, and wait a minute. The reason I pressed and was so hype about it was because time is running out, and it has nothing to do with the original 17,000 that we were removed from the list for.
Mhm.
So it may be a good thing that we were removed from the list and now still having to have sent in that letter of intent for new monies. Now check this out. Being the finance director, I just want to share this if we had comments, because I was on another webinar today with discussions from some very people at the top that is aware of these more money that's sitting in so many different pots that are basically for distressed communities.
So with this, the grant part of this, so you can the intent letter can go for, if they make the decision, we just gonna be
Going for the grant.
So we do need an intent letter then. City person.
Yeah, and piggybacking on what he has said,
Because there's several different types of.
right. And so, the letter of intent is to give us the opportunity to get those grants versus those loans. So it all encompasses under the same umbrella, but the letter of intent is so that we can get those said grants.
So we'll get that out there. Thank you so much, Ms. Adams, for the work that you do. Don't just say.
Kiss the ring.
It's gonna be a good day.
It already is.
Yes.
I just don't want my community to miss out on anything, especially if it's something that does not have to cost them. I don't mean to be so overly
I know.
compassionate, but we need more people in these seats with some.
Chair, can I ask what the amount that we were paying for?
We don't know that amount.
It's
Right.
It's
We're just gonna
various.
apply with the letter of intent, and then, once the process.
when the
continues-
grants come out.
Yeah, then but, once I find out, I'll get that.
It'll be for water infrastructure work or something.
Get some projects ready.
Like shelter ready?
Commissioner.
Yeah.
I just want to say great job to my colleague, Commissioner Adams. Good job, good research. And I know we're gonna get in, the deadline's November 1st, right?
Yes.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so we can still do that, so.
Yeah.
Just good, feeling optimistic.
Right.
Good job.
You're welcome.
Well, I think that's it. That's all we had on agenda. Any comments? Anybody want to say something? Have a good day and.
I just want to say thanks to everybody. I see everybody is passionate, everyone's working hard,
Yeah.
and the city is moving in the right direction.
It is, and I wanted to continue for those that are coming to fill these seats when we're no longer here.
Right.
And there's so much more that we need to do, that it can't be done overnight.
Yeah.
But to have laid a foundation for them to pick up and keep going.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've fallen as a community, and it's all of our job to work together to ensure that its growth is for everybody.
That's right.
And it's hard when you don't have money. A lot of people don't understand how government actually works. And I didn't know until I got involved, and I heard them keep on saying, they down there stealing. They down there stealing. And I'm like, well, my hands ain't never been able to touch no money. Where's it at? You mean to tell me we got a vault, a treasure somewhere that everybody else got access to, but we don't?
I'm going to adjourn the meeting. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I thought we were.
Are there any more grants that we applied for?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
there's so many coming.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many coming.
To name a few, one of them is the Spark, and that's the help with, so,
Just open up today.
yeah, so there, we are,
I got
We
it
are on
last
it.
week.
that's right. Like the city manager said, he's on it, he's.
Ox Creek
Yes, he's clawing it.
is in Hall Park
Good question, but
are perfect Benton Harbor community assets Isn't that right, Mr. Little?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Can you,
I got some people that, man.
Hill got some.
the Spark, can you, I remember hearing the name, but I don't know what it's for.
It's for the improvement and the maintenance of the parks and the restrooms and things that involve the parks like Gene Clark Park.
City assets.
Yeah, city assets.
Can I ask a question,
Yes.
please? I
Commissioner
mean, we're still in, just comments and a little open discussion about some other things.
It's another meeting.
Yeah, at 5:30. I remember when we hired our finance director, welcome,
Thank you.
that during the interview, you hear different things, and you stated something about grant writing. I think I remember asking you for just throwing out in the atmosphere. Once our audit is over, if you think that you could open yourself up to a couple of hours somewhere along your life way to help those that are interested in learning about the paperwork and upkeep of grant writing.
If it's in my schedule. I'll be more than happy to.
Okay.
Yes,
And even if it's just something that's quarterly,
yes,
and I have some people that will help
okay, that sounds
to
good.
run that type of facilitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
This for the finance, to the chair for the finance board. Are there any grant out there to help a resident to do some rehab in their house?
That would be Mr.
All
Little.
fingers
Yes.
pointed.
But, Mr. Little, if you would like to, elaborate on
1,
that.
2, 3, everybody. All fingers
There
pointed.
are grants to assist people with rehabbing their houses, and different grants come with different requirements and qualifications. We operate one through the Community Action Agency that is primarily for low and moderate income residents that have lived in the home for some time and intend to continue living in it for the next 5 to 10 years. Now, that actually starts off not as a grant, but as a loan. They give a lien for either 5 years or 10 years against that house, depending on how large the loan is. During that time, they don't have to make any repayment, but each year, if it's a 10-year lien, 1/10 of that lien drops off. If they sell the house or rent it or anything like that before that period is up, then the balance of it becomes due. But if they continue to live in it for the 10-year period, then the entire amount's forgiven.
And also, I talked to a resident today, and she said that she don't have nobody staying in the house, but she still need help rehabbing the house due until that.
We don't have anything to assist with that. Now,
But
there
we-
is a new program that is getting started that's directly funded out of MISTA. And they're having a webinar on that. It's either this week or next week. But I'd be glad to send it to you so you can sit in on it if you want. Where they have a different program for doing some rehabilitation homes. And I'm not sure what all of their, I know they too tend to target more toward low, moderate income, but I'm not sure what all the rules are.
And just remember, Commissioner, we presented an opportunity to rehab 2 houses, have them ready before the winter. Have 2 people, at least 2 families, move into those houses. And that was taped, or was it?
Yeah, it's coming up for discussion on the Economic Development Committee meeting.
Yeah, but if it had not been discovered, it'd have been passed and gone, and there was no discussion about it.
Is one of the houses on Superior, 1135 Superior?
Yes, it is.
Which would have been.
And
backwards.
basically, you know,
Process.
since you brought that up, that is
Yeah, you're supposed
the
to
city
follow.
couldn't ask for a better arrangement. The whole objective of that is to get these properties brought completely up to code, made attractive and livable, and then try to get them in the hands of some of these same people that we're saying we want to see get into home ownership, low and moderate income people. Government across the board, federal It's where most of it starts from, and that's where the rules come from. But federal, state, local, the idea is they're not interested in putting money out here to give to somebody to help enrich themselves. They figure the free market, capitalistic market allows people plenty of opportunity to do that on their own. What they're trying to do is help people who don't have the means to help themselves. And that's what their funding is about. That's why you'll have like the CDBG loan program where you don't pay anything back. You live in it. That's what they want to do, provide you with a good place to live. You know, they figure people who are above the average median income can afford to pay for that for themselves.
A lot of good information there for a special meeting, you know, we learn how you do it.
Yeah, I had used that for the house I live in. I had got some assistance. And when you go to try to refinance or get a home equity loan, that pops up. And they're like, well, you got a lien on your home because you use this
Right.
service. Right, so you have to stay there for the X number of
Yeah.
years. Each year it falls off until it's completely gone, and then you can do what you want to do with the home. A lot of people don't know that. That was a good point.
They know that, they're told that before they get it.
Sometimes you tell them, sometimes you tell them,
Uh-huh.
and you know, yeah.
I went through it. It's been
Oh, this,
12, 13, 14, probably 15 years now. And I think it was 5-year,
yes, 5 years.
a 5-year loan. And it only became a loan if we decided to move or
Right.
try to
Or
redo anything before the time period was up.
Right,
It was pretty good program, but during that time, things that I don't see $40,000 worth of work that went on. And I was really salty about it, and it was just stressed that I really needed to sign this document to keep us from continuing to get money,
oh,
when I was really not wanting to sign. Yeah,
that's tough.
and then to hear about the other fabulous things that the money did, and I'm like, what,
Mhm.
I got adjourned.
really?
Oh,
I'm gonna adjourn this personnel finance committee meeting. Thank you for all your participation.
Thank you for
Thank you, Commissioner Adams.
actually putting forth
Let's forward.
Record.
ads.
Good time.